Did you know that in local elections, races can literally be decided by just a handful of votes? Your voice absolutely matters. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're mastering Louisiana's digital voter registration system, specifically the Go Vote portal. Taking registration online has been a massive game changer for accessibility, making it easier than ever to get on the rolls. But like any government system, you really need a solid playbook to navigate it without the headache. So let's get you ballot ready. Now, I want you to lock this number in your head. 5. You have exactly 5 minutes before the Go Vote portal times out and completely wipes all the data you just typed in. It's a strict security measure, which means preparation is absolutely crucial here. You definitely do not want to be digging through your wallet looking for your ID once you've started. Here's our playbook for today. We'll quickly cover why and who can register, the required documents and ID you'll need, the step-by-step online process, some troubleshooting tips, important deadlines, and finally, resources and next steps. Okay, let's dive right into Section 1, why and who can register. The rules of entry are pretty specific here. First off, you've got to be a U.S. citizen. Second, you must be at least 17 years old to use the online portal, though, of course, you can't actually vote until you're 18. Quick side note, 16-year-olds can pre-register, but they have to do that in person. Third, you need a physical Louisiana street address. No P.O. boxes allowed. And finally, you cannot currently be under a felony order of imprisonment or a judgment of full interdiction for mental incompetence. Moving right along to Section 2, required documents and ID. Now, what's really interesting about this next part is that it's the single most common point of failure for online applicants, the audit code. To submit your application entirely online, you need a Louisiana driver's license or state ID. But you don't just need your ID number. You need the 4-digit security number labeled audit right on the front of the card. The state uses this to prove you actually have the physical card in your hand. And heads up, mobility-impaired ID cards won't work for this because they don't have a signature. Because of that audit code requirement, the system effectively creates 2 distinct pathways, digital and hybrid. If you've got that state ID in the audit code, awesome. You're on the digital pathway for a real-time, 100% paperless submission. But what if you don't have that specific Louisiana ID? Well, you get bumped to the hybrid pathway. You can still fill out the form online using the last 4 digits of your social security number, but the catch is you'll be forced to print, sign, and physically mail or hand-deliver it to your local parish registrar. All right, on to Section 3, the online registration process itself. Navigating the Go Vote portal is basically a 4-step process. Step 1 hits you with some pre-screening questions about citizenship and age. Fair warning, answering no here instantly terminates your session, so read carefully. Step 2 is where you input your ID and that crucial 4-digit audit code we just talked about. In Step 3, you'll enter your demographics, physical address, and party affiliation. If you leave that blank, you just default to no party. And don't worry, sensitive data like your full birth date is legally shielded. Finally, Step 4 is just a quick review and your electronic submission. Let's look at Section 4, troubleshooting and next steps. Remember that 5-minute rule I mentioned at the start? That is honestly your biggest hurdle here. If you step away to hunt for your zip code, the system times out, your data completely vanishes, and you have to start all over. Have everything right in front of you. The second pitfall? Being a night owl. The Office of Motor Vehicles actually halts electronic processing for a daily maintenance window between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. Bureaucracy might never sleep, but its servers definitely do. If you try registering then, you'll be forced to print and mail. So, what happens after you hit submit? The state will mail you a physical verification card within 2 weeks. If your mailbox stays empty after that time, that's your cue to call the registrar. But if you don't want to wait and you want peace of mind now, you can use the Search by Voter tool on the portal to check your status instantly. You'll just need your first name, last name, zip code, and your birth month and year to get past the security screen. This brings us to Section 5, important deadlines and dates. So, here is the massive, tangible advantage of using the online portal. Paper applications, whether you hand-deliver or mail them, must be received 30 days prior to Election Day. But the Go Vote system gives you a very handy 10-day grace period. The online deadline is strictly 20 days prior to the election. If you wait until day 25 and try to mail a paper form, you're unfortunately out of luck. Let's actually put this into practice for the late 2026 cycle. For the November 3rd congressional general election, your online cutoff is October 13th. And for the December 12th open general, you have until November 21st. Mark these dates down on your calendar. If you submit an application even one day late, your registration is held until after the election concludes, and no one wants that.
And finally, Section 6, Resources and Final Steps.
You are absolutely not on your own here. Your primary digital hub is voterportal.sos.la.gov. If you run into highly specific technical issues, your local parish register of voters office is the ultimate authority. Now, if you're struggling with those ID requirements, nonpartisan organizations like Vote Riders run a fantastic free ID helpline at 844-338-8743 to guide you through it. And of course, vote.org offers excellent supplementary tools if you just need some election reminders. Before we wrap this up, I do need to give a quick disclaimer. Election laws are constantly evolving. For example, Louisiana recently updated laws regarding documentary proof of citizenship and is shifting to strict provisional ballot rules for voters without photo ID starting in 2027. Because these statutes shift, the exact processes might change over time. Always verify the latest details directly through the Louisiana Secretary of State and your local registrar to be totally sure. Well, we've reached the end of the explainer, which means the ball is officially in your court. You've got the playbook, you know you need that 4-digit audit code, you know how to beat the 5-minute timeout, and you know the 20-day deadline. So if you are eligible, I'll leave you with this question. Will you let a little bureaucracy stand in your way, or will you take 2 minutes right now to secure your voice in Louisiana's future? Thanks so much for learning with us, and we'll see you on the next explainer.